We beginnen gewoon vragenuurtje. We gaan starten hier zo, hier op Hototwenty.nl, de home of hip-hop, R&B, Dancehall, Reggae, weet je zelf. You're still tuned into Next Generation Radio gewoon. Als je vragen hebt voor die mannen, stuur ze gelijk. Nu meteen. Wacht niet. Nu. Next Generation, direct. Next Generation en Hototwenty.nl. We hebben een man hier voor ons zitten, we hebben het over Pressure. Pressure gaan we als eerste interview gewoon. Je weet toch, eventjes één voor één, als we dat op broeia ding gewoon. Pressure Busspipe in de studio gewoon. We got this girl here, Jennyfajah. She's the girl with all the questions. You know? She gonna ask you everything from A to C. You ready, nice. Pressure? Yeah, though. You ready, Pressure?
You ready?
You ready?
Yeah, man.
Okay, then.
First of all, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing alright. Nice to be in Amsterdam, you know?
Yeah, it's not your first time here, right?
No, this is not my first time.
You came here for a long time?
Well, I'm actually leaving tomorrow. I've been here for a couple of days.
Okay.
You know, but definitely wish I could stay longer.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you do the tourist thing like the red light district and everything?
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, you can't come to Amsterdam and don't get to witness those historical sites and, you know what I mean, those things that are here that Amsterdam have to offer, you know what I mean? And we just chat through the fire like Mishak and a Bendigo, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were here actually for Amsterdam Reggae Festival, right?
Yes.
How was it?
The festival was nice, you know what I mean? A lot more artists than the last time I was here for the 2/7 Splash, yes. Which is two different festivals to be exact. But definitely I like the way that the crowd is out there and responsive and into the music, you know what I mean? Different people from all over the Caribbean and all over the world and different ethnicities, you know? So it's a beautiful thing.
And alright, you first started out playing instruments.
Yes.
When did you decide to sing?
Well, I mean, I never really thought I'll be a singer, you know. I always wanted to play drums and become a great drummer, you know, and that was during high school time when I was still in school, and I wasn't really focusing on my academics, and I was more focusing on music and the friends around me, and you know, when report card come out, it wasn't looking good, you know, except for the musical part of the report card. It was like I'm doing very well in music except for math and science and social studies and all those other things, you know. So my mother, she sent me away to live with my uncle in America, where, you know, my uncle was a teacher also, and his children are all very into, well, he teaches physical education, you know, but he is in the school system and very no nonsense, you know. So my mother sent me away to live with him for a year, and my first report card wasn't good. So he was like, okay, you think this is in the Virgin Islands? You're gonna come up here and you're gonna do what you're supposed to do, right? So he took me out of all the playing drums and all of that and tried to keep me focused into getting my homework done and all my academics. So at that time I couldn't play the drums, so I just started to listen to more music and start to sing more and more time. I'll be in my bedroom and, you know, just listening to some music and writing lyrics and, you know. So I just started to, and then I recorded this demo in America, and I sent it back home to my friends in Virgin Islands, and they was like, hey, you know, I mean, you're a great drummer, but you really sound good as an artist, you know, so you need to keep that up. So at the time I was just starting to get myself out with the music thing and writing my lyrics, and I was getting a lot more response from my music, I mean from my singing, more than drumming. So I just stick with it and just started to get great recognition from the people around me, and then I kept doing it until I put out an album by the name The Pressure Is On. You know, and that album got a lot of great reviews throughout the internet. Never any great distribution of anything like that, you know, but it got a lot of, anybody that heard the album really loved it, you know, and Dan Corleon was the first person that is of a big producer to hear the album and really like it also, you know, so that was a blessing for I.
And when Dan Corleon heard it, he contacted you?
Yeah, he contacted, well, the producer of my first album was the one that contacted Dan, because he and Dan was friends already. You know, so he gave Dan a copy of the album, and Dan loved it, and he contacted me and said that he wanted to do some recordings with me also. And I was like, yeah, let's get it going, you know, because I was really appreciating the works that he was putting out. You know, he was putting out a lot of good reggae music also, you know. So I was like, yeah, probably if I record for Dan Corleon, it would really take my music on a different level. And so said, so done, you know.
Okay. And I heard you wanted to be a producer back then.
Well, I used to produce, you know, and I used to be with this group called the Star Lion Family, and I was basically the production person in the whole group. We didn't put out much works, you know, nothing really for the world to really remember. It was just some in-house things, but I still do some little producing here and there, but not on a great aspect as if Dan Corleon, you know, Dan Corleon produced.
But do you have ambition to be a producer, big producer like Dan Corleon?
Well, I mean, my mission is to just get the message out. I'm not trying to do everything at the same time, you know. I mean, my strong point is singing, you know, and I want to make sure that I perfect that and take it to the highest level where people can get the message, you know what I mean? If I get a chance to produce music, I definitely will take the opportunity and do that, you know.
Nice.
But my passion is to sing reggae music.
Nice. And can you tell the people what's new? Do you have any albums, singles, videos?
Yes, I definitely have been working on a lot of tracks. I have the new single on the Broken Hearts rhythm from Dan Corleon, Stand Firm to be exact. We have another single on the Monte Carlo rhythm, Love You So. Yes, and we also have a song on the Ja Army rhythm by Stephen Marley. It Afigoso, you know. And yeah, we have a lot of songs. We also have the Ja Love on the Message rhythm. You know, I'm just keeping myself busy and just, you know, and just keeping the fans satisfied. And you know, I'm working on an album, but most importantly is to find the right songs to keep the massive going, you know, and keep them appreciating the work that Pressure does. You know?
Yeah, so you're working on the new album?
Yes.
Can you tell me more about it?
Well, this album definitely consists of many different producers. Also, I'm working on different albums. Also, I'm working on one with Dan Corleon. You know, I'm working on an album with Stephen Marley and Junior Gang and Baby G also. I'm working on albums with in-house productions, my own, along with the engineer and musicians that I have around who are doing something there. So I mean, like I say, music is something that I live for more than just making money doing the music, you know. Because when no money wasn't making 10 years ago, I was still doing music. So this is something I truly love, and not just for all the fame and the fortune or whatever.
More your passion.
Yeah, because a lot of times when artists become big and huge and they become famous, you know, they start to party more, start to touch the streets more, hang out more ladies, more bottle of liquor, more jewelry, more cars, you know. But at the end of the day, if you don't really love this, you know, all of that will fade away, you know. So that's what Pressure is here for, to just keep the message in reggae music positive.
Nice. Thank you for your time. Can you tell the friends if they want to link up with you, where can they find you?
Well, you can link me up on Facebook, you know, I'm a people's person, you know, so if you hit me up on Facebook, I have at least 3 accounts right now.
Wow.
Because of the fan limit,
Yeah, the limit
5,000, and then I open another page and that reached 5,000, and I open another page. Yeah, so the latest page I have right now is Real Bus Pipe. Alright? So you can check me out at Real Bus Pipe on Facebook. You know, we have the MySpace page. I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't been on MySpace in a very long time, but we still have that account is still active, and I have somebody who is checking the messages, and they get back to me with any, you know, any contacts or anything like that. You know, my email is pressurebuspipe@yahoo.com. You know, so we just keep it natural and vibesy like that. You know, much